Well, hello there, humans, of Earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushka. Today's video is all about squad wiping. I actually have done a lot of videos lately on solo squatting and breaking people down and all that kind of stuff, but today's the video that I really wanted to do, which is just the action stuff and taking you through in minute detail these really big engagements. This is a chaotic squad wipe, to say the least, and it's really chaotic. I'm going to turn this up just a bit. Okay. It's really chaotic because, well, for starters, it's a long push, and there's actually another squad rolls in halfway through. And this long push, one of the things I want to talk about when you come in is there's what I like to call the grenade phase. Okay. When you push in or a squad pushes you, generally the larger force will stop and they'll just all chuck grenades in. And that's one of my key moments to strike. And to do this, you've got to basically put yourself in a position where you can have cover if there's a grenade that lands right next to you. You're going to see that's why I'm on this little bit of a wall here. I'm going to pop out here because I see an opportunity to clear a target. Now, what I'd like to point out here is that at the moment there's 4 people in this squad. There's a guy over here, there's a guy in here, there's guys coming around the back, around this side. So it's chaotic. It's actually working towards my advantage because for me, I really want to break this squad up. The better I am at breaking this squad up, the more likely it is that I am going to get the win. All right. Now, his teammates are telling him I'm in here. I get the knock. And now we have someone's just driven through over there, and there's a guy in the Juliet balcony on the top of that 2 stack. We've also got a guy on our right-hand side. If we look up in the top of the map, you will see that that's the guy in the balcony, just there. Where are we? Just there. That's the footsteps here of someone on my right. That's the footsteps of the guy I just knocked. And there's still someone lurking around here that we can't see. So until I see footsteps coming to get me, I'm just going to focus on this guy above me. Now, quite often I'd be going into FPP modes, which you'll see in just a second. And it might look like I've come out of there and just got lucky with that guy, but I was watching the minimap, and you can hear, if you listen back again to this, I can hear on my right. So I'm looking for this guy on the right as we come out. It's kind of a perfect storm where I've got the guy knocked up top, I've got a guy knocked down here, I've got a guy knocked there, and they've thrown smoke. And you watch, I'm going to hit my FPP mode. Now, this is super important. And then you'll see in the smoke, this guy walking around and here in the smoke, he can't see jack. Like, he's gone up to revive. He can't see a thing in that smoke in TPP. FPP is where it's all out and we get the squad wipe. Now, that was pretty chaotic. I want to break down a couple of little bits and pieces for that. And I'm going to show you some stuff that I do. I mentioned this before in my settings video. One of the things that you're going to see here that's really obvious to you when you're checking it out. First one's an ADS AKM shot where we get the shots, and I love the AKM on sights. But the second one is an FPP hip fire, and it's just as effective. I do this thing where I narrow my FPP point of view. So instead of, say, narrowing it means that the screen gets a little larger. So I see less of the edges, but more of the center, and that makes this guy here a bigger target. This dude right here becomes a bigger target. If we look at the box I'll put around him, if you like make your point of view, your field of view smaller, you'll see just how clear this is when I actually do it. You'll see you make your field of view smaller, you make that target bigger. So it's very easy for you to hit that target. That's why I'm doing the FPP switch like that. You can change that field of view in the settings. And that's really important if you're doing this kind of stuff. You'll also note that I used the grenade phase there. So when the guy pulled up to chuck grenades, that's when I jumped out. Because if you sit stagnant inside a building and wait for people to push you, unless they're absolute morons, like real morons, or it's a building where there is only one access point up, like say apartments where you've only got to guard one stairwell, and you can get enough clearance from that you can move quite comfortably, you're not going to get them. Now, I know this guy is there. He's come up and he's heard me pop that gren. If in the grenade phase, this is what I'll do. fake Grenham, and then immediately switch out. Make the sound, switch out. Okay, so you've got to be very careful. But when it's a 1v4, generally people won't do that. People will come up and they'll just all start lobbing artillery in. This is a great example of this. This is a squad wipe. This is a game I'm actually going to post on the channel. This is about a 2K solo squad game. You got to watch out for this. This guy, if you watch back there, because I'm like throwing at him, I come out just there. He actually changes and throws the grenade at my feet, which is not cool. And I'm not ready for it. And I nearly died of this. Okay, so you got to be careful. But we got that knock and that thirst because of the grenade phase, sorry. And then we're pushing up the stairs and we're going to throw a gren on the stairs. That's just to give us time to actually get a heal off. But I'm expecting a grenade to come in on my left here. I should have mollied the base of the stairs, to be honest. Mollying is better. I just get that heal off in time. But listen, you'll hear as I come out. Okay, it's really important. As I come out, you'll hear him pull the pin on another grenade. And so I immediately take advantage of that and clear the target. And we're getting third party here as well. Although I don't know for the life of me why the third party doesn't start shooting the guy on the top there, but he doesn't. We get a heal, and this is now about 40 seconds worth of action for 2 kills and 2 full heals, and we've been outside twice. And the whole point of this is if you want to get into this squad wiping business, you have to really start working the numbers by being mobile. Being completely stationary is not going to work for you. Also, if we look at the map as we're coming up here, this is confusing to me, and this predicates what I'm about to do. I'm seeing 2 sets of footprints here. I'll maximize that so you can see it. So I can see the guy that I'm going to thirst, who's just this first set on my left, right there. This set here. And then this random set of footsteps over here. Now I know, obviously, there's someone left in this squad, and I assume that the last guy is outside because I can hear the dude up the hill shooting at something, okay? He's not shooting at me. I get so caught up on this footstep idea, and we'll get back to that in just a second. You'll see, if you look, when I come into compounds like this in squad fights, and this is something I do a lot of, and I've had people comment of like, how did you know that guy was there? It's because when I'm on the way in, I look at the mini-map, okay? And you can see on the mini-map that there's 2 sets of footprints here. So while everyone's got the one target that they've seen straight ahead of us, I'm turning around looking for the target that's behind us. And this is not something that's rare. This is something I do all the time. You're going to see we come into this compound just behind George Pole Town. There's a guy in front of us. We can't ignore him. But straight away, I'm looking back behind us. Now, I'm looking behind us before that shot comes out. You'll see, because I'm looking at the footprints on the way in, and I know that there is someone behind us. And it's just absolutely incredible. If you start checking these footprints at all times, you'll figure stuff out. Now, you can still be mistaken. And I'm going to show you, this is quite funny. All right, so I'm like, why is that guy shooting down here? And I thought he must have been shooting at the last member of that squad. And I thought he was out here in the grass somewhere. And I actually thought he was behind this car. The reason he was shooting wasn't because of the last guy in the squad. It was he was taking the wheels out on the car. And you can see that now. This dude is not outside. He's actually downstairs behind a box in the garage. And this is the kind of thing that will drive you nuts when you're solo squatting and you're trying to squad wipe teams. Quite often, it's a different set of rules than I'd play with. These guys will not play. Here he comes. Look, you can see that no movement, but I just glanced over there because I can see the footprints. Again, look, top of the mini-map. You can see them just there. Footprints again. Over in that corner again, and I'm starting to realize I could be in trouble. He's waited there that entire time. He didn't try and revive his mate. He didn't leave. Mr. White 2272. He held that angle. All right, so now I'm going to show you another clip, and this is This is something I've been working on. I mean, I've been working so hard on my game. And if you haven't already, there are a bunch of videos that I put up, including a whole bunch on my control settings, my field of view and everything, the way I've worked to get my sensitivity settings perfect, getting FPP switch involved more, and really starting to slow down my gameplay in tense situations like solo versus squad and squad wiping, and getting little setups like this. Now, I know looking at the minimap, there's people above me. That's why I'm turning over there. But it's very hard to shoot down here from up top. And I know everyone's still in the loot phase because they're getting guns and working some magic. This is another member of that squad. Now, instead of thirsting the guy on the right, I'm going to thirst this guy because he's got an M16 and I need a gun, okay? I make sure I reload my pistol and then I get around the corner. And what I want to do, there is at least one more and he's coming from that direction. So I take third party on this corner, all right? I've broken it down into a 2v1 now and I've cleared one and I've got one knock next to me and I'm trying to make this bloke push me. So to do that, I'm going to tap out this bloke. Now, that might look crazy. I didn't actually try to kill him. I wanted to just tap him to make this guy run. Luckily for me, he was already running, but the M16 just brutalized him, and that was my fault. That was a mistake, but we end up recovering from it. Here we go. Now, what I've been working on lately is quick peeking a lot faster and moving back to cover. This is the rule of law. If you want to be good at solo squatting or any kind of gunfighting in PUBG Mobile, you have to get in and out of cover fast and efficiently. By that I mean, watch how fast I go on this peak. Now, I'm a 50-year-old dude. I shouldn't be quite quicker than you kids, right? I should not. But I'm working at it. And it means that I don't have any armor, no helmet, one bad headshot, and I'm dead, right? So I need to get quick guns on, and I can do 2 peeks before he gets to this corner at least. So we don't need the first one. Now, the reason I'm going to thirst here is there's one guy left. If this guy here gets around that corner, they're going to be able to set up a revive while also having vision down this hallway. And that means I may try and push here, but he can break the revive and third party desync peek me. And without vest or helmet, I'm going to get killed. So I need to make sure that if this guy isn't coming around the corner, I'm going to kill him. Now, it might seem crazy that I'm going to the pistol to tap out here, but I've already hit him. If you look at this on the way down, you'll see the hit markers. There's one hit there, and that's a chest shot. Okay? And then there's another hit there, and that's a headshot. Sorry, I'll bring my hit points up. I do have a vest now after looting that crate, sorry. And then I go to the pistol because I'm like, he can't have much left. And I want to be able to quick tap it. And the pistol is so accurate at this range. You can fire it so quickly without having to really worry about recoil. So I go to the pistol for a quick tap. And you can see we get all our shots, including the headshot. So quick peeks. Now we're going to look at some mistakes, some big mistakes. This is a third party, which is the perfect situation for it. You've got a third party going on. Oh man, I can't believe, I mean, listen, I lose this. I just want to talk about how crazy this is, right? Watch this again. Headshot, knock. Headshot, no knock. Headshot, body shot, knocks. That's 2 knocks. I really feel like I screwed this up badly. I shouldn't have waited for that grenade. Like, so there's 2 people there. They're already in a third party. One of them's going to be reviving at the back at least, and one of them is firing. So, in essence, there's only going to be one guy who's absolutely upright here. Anyone that's revived is going to be very, very low. So I'm feeling fairly comfortable about pushing in. Stopping to throw these mollies and stuff is a waste of time, right? I should have just pushed straight into this gunfight. And I nearly clear that guy there as well. So now I've got multiples up behind me. And this is where I really screw it up. If we watch this, this is a really good change of pace. Watch how we come left here, really quick left, and snap into a really smooth org hip fire. But there's 3 people there. There's 3. I assume that the third guy is moving forward to revive the guys I've knocked. And when he doesn't, I think he must be holding the corner. And I just thirst him to make him come out, but he doesn't. I see the third party. He's over there. He's lying down. I don't really pay attention. I see the footsteps, but I don't really pay attention. So the guy from upstairs has come down, but there's also another dude who's lying over here. Neither of them is interested enough to try and stop me thirsting their mates, so I thirst them. And now I know there's a guy straight ahead of me, but this dude is still just lying down. Never moves. The old I mean, it's an aphorism that has been around a long time, and it's a bit annoying, assuming makes an ass of you and me, but it really does. If you're going to base any kind of gameplay decisions off PUBG Mobile players not being extraordinarily sweaty and acting out of their own self-interest and nothing else, then you're going to go away very disappointed, my buddy. Anyway, here we go. Well done, that bloke who just lay there. Oh, well. You get all kinds of different squad wipes, but the easiest ones to me are places like school. School, apartments, mill base, places that have big structures that connect together that you can constantly work like a jungle gym. This is a classic move at school. Going down this corridor section here, jumping the back end, and then firing down this corridor, because everyone and their dog likes to come down here and go down this corridor, turn right into the auditorium, and start using those windows there to shoot apartments and such. So when you come down here, you quite often get to pour damage into these guys, and I can't hear him healing yet. So I'm like, he's going to be low. I'm just going to push him. And the other thing people love about this, and I love about school, is it breaks squads up. You've got your grenade phase and all that, and that's great. And then you've got once the grenade phase is done at the start of an engagement, you tend to have your mobility phase and your movement where you're swapping around left and right. But school is so big, and you can get knocks and thirsts before anyone can get to you. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly don't know why people do that. Can we look at that again? If you're going to hold an angle on a wall next to a point where people can peek you, you are going to have a bad time, my friend. You're going to have a very bad time. Hang on, let me just restart this window capture. There we go. This is a terrible, terrible thing to do. You can see the dude right there. I mean, he's right there, just hanging about with his wang out, holding an angle on that wall, hoping that because I can't physically get a clear shot on him, he's going to be okay. And yeah, it's a bad idea. All this is the kind of stuff that I think is super important for squad fights. This is the same deal again. And again, I get a nice shot on that bloke, but there's 2 huge mistakes I make here. I nearly get away with it, but this is a massive mistake. And it's something that you need to cut out of your game, and it's something I do all the time. I am running 2 full auto weapons, and they're both good full auto weapons. The Scar L is an outstanding 5.56 AR that is excellent in close quarters, has that extra damage, the punching power of low recoil, and high bullet speed. It's very accurate for a hipfire AR. And I've got the UMP. So I've got right now 64 rounds of full auto available. There is a set of footsteps that is just popping to my right, but there is no need for me to be reloading this UMP, and I'm going to reload it, which means that I'm in dire peril. So I do the right thing in the circumstance to counter this guy coming in at me. I drop shot. break the reload, and start firing. But look where I am. This wall here. This wall here means I can't turn. Excuse me, boys and girls. This wall here means I can't turn right. So I have to get up. I still put shots into him. But you can't drop shot next to a wall. If you drop shot next to a wall, your legs stick into it and you just can't do anything. I think that's about enough. I've done an awful lot of video here and I probably need to be moving on. How much? I've got a fair bit left, but I'll do this last one. Okay, this is a really interesting gunfight. This is from the same squad fight where the guy was behind the box. You can get lucky here. This is 2 squads. So what I'm doing is I'm very comfortable on Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island is my favorite place to play. There's 2 squads. So you can hear a guy in the water there. I think one of them's actually trying to leave. This is my mate with the crossbow. There's people absolutely everywhere. But because it's 2 squads, they don't know where I am. And do you see these 2 guys? I don't think they were in the same squad. I honestly don't think they were in the same squad. And if they were, it was really weird because I don't know what they were doing. It was kind of weird. And there's people everywhere in this place. And you can use this kind of situation, like a third party, to make it so much more fun for yourself. You can run around and belt people without them having an idea on where you are or what you're doing. And it's the chaos theory of PUBG Mobile. The more people there are, the more it favors the solo for mobility. You only have to worry about everyone else. Everyone else has to worry about 2 sets of squads at least. And that can leave everyone else in a bad space. And as long as you're quick on your drops and your jumps and you're able to move fast, you can pick up squad wipes very, very quickly. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Squad wiping 101. I'm Bushka. I've got a lot of clips of me squad wiping. A lot of clips of me squad wiping. But to be honest, I think we've gone and done enough for today. Look after yourself. Stay safe in the battlefield. And as always, remember to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.